things like that. So I got started at Berklee College of Music under Karen. And I had no idea what music therapy was until I went to Berklee. I'd never heard of it. I actually went originally for music education until I had learned about music therapy. And then I was like drawn to it immediately. I am a people person. I enjoy, connecting with people. And for me, it was kind of the perfect solution of being able to use music in a multitude of different ways in my life. And so that really drew me to music therapy. After I graduated, I went to Kenya for the first time with Kara, and then ended up founding the Ubuntu Music Therapy Initiative, which similarly focuses on community-based music therapy. We work primarily in Kenya, and working with pre-existing programs that are already existing. So two large groups that we work with is Music Therapy International, which is a group that works mainly in the national hospitals, but also recently they've branched out into some schools that focus on autism. And we work a lot with Nairobi Women's Hospital as well. And so one of my main connections in Kenya is a super talented music therapist named Mutinda Mukenya. And he has helped to develop these training toolkits that we have worked with along with the Permanent Presidential Music Commission, which is the government agency for the preservation of cultural music. So through working with PPMC and with Mutinda, we developed 3 different training toolkits in the main areas of music therapy that we saw a pre-existing program or a need. So we had one focused on hospital settings, one focused on special education, and one focused on trauma. All of the toolkits also included a section for caregivers in the self-care for caregivers, because that was something that we noticed kind of lacking, and us as therapists, we give and give and give, but you can't drink from an empty cup. So we want to make sure that people are taking the time to really fill up their own cups afterward. And through the development of these toolkits, we had last time I was there, we had a 3-day training session with myself, a neurologic music therapist from Canada named Nicole Richard, and 2 of my other colleagues, Akilah Watts and Allison Lockhart. And we were able to, they all have their own backgrounds in these specific specialties. So in special ed, in mental health, and in trauma. And so we were able to give a training to over 92 people came for a 3-day session, and were able to just get a deeper understanding. So as Kara and Karen both have mentioned beforehand, when we are working in a place that we're not from, we all have to keep in mind what is already pre-existing and build upon it as a community. That is something that at Ubuntu we feel very strongly about, which is why we are working with the people who are there every day experiencing it to develop these toolkits and these trainings. There, as Kara said, everything is, every facet of music therapy is valid. There is not one that is a higher tier or a more correct way of doing things. Even here in the States, I kind of take that approach with my clients, because it's not a one size fits all thing, just like any other, like talk therapy or anything else. There is not one specific style that works for everyone. So when you can take from a larger pool, you're going to get better results, and you're going to be able to reach a larger population. And so, yeah, that's kind of what a summary of what my work in East Africa briefly, but I'll touch upon kind of what I've been doing here. So I am a music therapist at the Chelsea Soldiers Home in Chelsea, Massachusetts. It is a government home for veterans of foreign wars, and I work primarily with my My clients, I would say, are 50 plus years old. So a lot of older vets. And we work in two sides. So we have the residential side, which is more trauma-based work, where we will do a lot of songwriting. We have a band called the GI Jam Band, which is a really great outlet for a lot of my clients to be able to, use music in different ways. And then there's also a hospital and long-term care facility. So through those different sides of it, I really get to see such a wide range of clients, which is great for me. One of the things I've noticed about my own practice in music therapy is I love every population that I work with. They all have so many different benefits, and I love being an independent contractor and getting to work in different places and utilize different skill sets to reach a larger core group of people. Through the trauma work that I do at the Soldiers Home, I was inspired to continue my education, and I, not last year, but the year before last, graduated from the Kin Institute at NYU, which is a really amazing program for not just music therapists, but creative arts therapists in general. I loved the program, and I really have taken into my own practice kind of the mindset of being more intermodal in my practice. It's so, especially when you're doing trauma work, trauma is based in the body. You need to be able to connect to that. And so using movement and music, or using, art and music, or all these different things together, poetry, all these different modalities, I feel like is able to reach a larger group of people. And that is really been my, it goes in line with my idea of having music therapy be more than just XYZ in this order. And so, yeah, I've loved using the different modalities to be able to understand in a deeper way and be able to reach my clients in more creative ways. So that has been kind of what I've been up to lately. I'm going to take a minute to share a song with you guys. So this is a song that was written by my friend and colleague, Nicole Richard. She is a neurologic music therapist in Canada, and it's a relaxation song. So if you feel in a good space, make sure that I have to move back up, but make sure that you are comfortable. You have both your feet on the floor. You're in a comfortable position in your chair, and we are going to sing it. And if you feel inclined to close your eyes, if that feels comfortable for you, you totally can, but you don't have to. Hopefully you can all hear me. So. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through this. We're going to be moving through our bodies, starting with our feet, and we're going to be squeezing, 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 and then relaxing and releasing. First, you take your toes and squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Take your toes and squeeze and relax. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Okay, now our legs. Take your legs and squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Take your toes and squeeze and relax. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Okay, so now take your core or your center and we're gonna squeeze and tense our center. You take your tummy and squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Take your tummy and squeeze and relax. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Okay, so now our arms. Take your arms and squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Take your arms and squeeze and relax. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Okay, we're gonna do our whole body this time. Take your whole body and squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Take your whole body and squeeze and relax. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. So yeah, it's a nice way to kind of reconnect with your body, which is something that I will do a lot with my clients, because when you are working in trauma, one of the main kind of things you can come into contact with is this feeling of dysregulation, and the inability to connect with your body, kind of feeling out of sorts when you're dissociating and things like that. So I like to use that as a grounding activity to really kind of bring you back into your space, into your body. Yeah, and it's just a nice song to kind of do that. I am pretty much 7 minutes. I guess I'll talk about, we've touched upon briefly self-care and different things that we, do as therapists, and Karen talked about taking, doing music if in some capacity for yourself, or having other hobbies, outside, because we all need to make sure that we take care of ourselves so we can take care of others. And that goes in all different kinds, whether that's exercising, or for me personally, I like to bake. So I have been doing some baking, and particularly macarons are my favorite thing to make currently. So that's been a nice stress relief and a different way to be able to have a creative outlet. I'm not much of a painter. I'm not a great artist in that sense, but give me some sugar, I can make some pretty things. So I've been exploring kind of that different side of my creativity as well. And doing music at home for my own personal benefit and things like that has been always something I've made a point to continue to do. And one of the reasons I liked music therapy to begin with, because I get to use music for work in this way, but I still can perform and I can do music for myself in all these different ways. And just been something that I've really enjoyed, and especially in these challenging times, it's a good time to start a new hobby and check things out and check out all the different ways that you can be creative with yourself, in multiple modalities and things like that. So I still have 5 minutes. um, so yeah, I don't really know what else to say, Whitney. But if it's okay for me to throw it back to you, I would like to.
Yeah, it's Brooke, is great. That you have the opportunity to take us through a variety of activities and a variety of relations, with yourself and everything that is around you. And like you say, it's difficult sometimes to remember and to recollect, how much